All right, everybody, welcome back to Tech and Prep and Happy New Year's. It is January 2nd, 2026. I hope everyone had a safe and eventful holidays and we're ready to get back to the grind. As the thumbnail says, this is about breaches. The main one I want to talk about is Aflac. And you will see here, which is all easily researchable, Aflac had a data breach that impacted 22 million affiliated users this year. They noticed suspicious activity in June of 2025, and they just now announced it on December 29th of 2025. That is like tell you that gives you an idea of how long these things go on until people actually find out about it. Now, what's worst part is this is what they got: social security numbers, addresses, date of birth, driver's license numbers, government ID numbers, names, medical health insurance data, and other types of personal data, whatever they may have had, they probably have gotten. Now, what can they do with that type of information? They can become you. We'll go over at the end what you should do about it at a high level. I'll do another video on this to delve deeper into it, but this is just the beginning. And if you go out and do a data breach, do a Google search on news. Look at this: European Space Agency cyber attack, secure ransomware at a federal credit union, 7,600 people impacted. Social security number of 5.8 million consumers in this credit breach there. ESA confirms a credit breach. More banks are getting credit breaches. AT&T has some sort of an issue. But the big one for this video is Aflac. Here's another one that just came to my attention as well. This was posted on December 20th. And this is Marquee. So I believe it's some sort of a bank or banking system. They had 400,000 people impacted. And Texas, possibly 354,000 people there. Go to the top 10 data breaches of 2025. I bet you didn't hear about these, did you? In June 2025, 16 billion user credential and passwords from Google, Apple, and Facebook. They talk about multi-factor authentication here. Multi-factor means more than one. So that's your phone, some sort of a key, some sort of a device, something like that. You're one, that thing is the other thing. So if you have a multi-factor authentication on a phone, it'll send you a message, or you can insert a code that comes up on your passcode. We'll talk about that in a different video. SK Telecom breach, 27 million users. South Korea Telecom. Red Hat GitLab breach. If you know what GitHub is or GitLab is. Qantas data breach. So that's 6 million customers from Australian Airlines. Alliance life breach. Sounds like life insurance, possibly. July 2025, 2.8 million records. Email, phone number, date of birth, social security number. See a pattern? TransUnion. Who here knows what TransUnion is? Ever heard of it? They had a data breach this year. Did you hear about it? I didn't think we did. July 2025, 4.4 million customers. Farmers Insurance. Who here has Farmers Insurance? August 2025, 1.1 million records stolen. Yale New Haven Health System, the hospital, 5.5 million customer records stolen. Sensitive patient data, medical record, treatment information, social security numbers, and insurance details. Blue Shield of California, 4.7 million records, April 2025. Email address, partial policy numbers, demographics. Marks and Spencer, this is a British company. They had losses. Go to the latest data breaches. It's just mind-numbing, this kind of stuff that happens. But they talk about all the different ones that happened. Baker University said a data breach in 2024 was 53,000 people. Wired, did you hear Wired got hacked? 2.3 million records. Green Air, this one we already talked about. Copang, I'm not sure who that is. Nissan had a Red Hat breach. Red Hat is Linux. University of Phoenix. Did you hear about that? University of Sydney, data breach, student stuff. That was December. SoundCloud. I'm sure you've heard of SoundCloud. That was in December. Good old Pornhub. Pornhub. Here's the 700 credit data breach, 5.8 million people. LastPass. You know, the online password tool that people use? That a data breach. That was a couple years ago. There's a marquee one. Impacts over 74 banks. Sort of French retailer. Freedom Mobile. University of Phoenix again. That's just the first page. So this is the Wire database. 2.3 million records. Probably not a whole lot in there, but they could have got some sort of information, possibly credit card numbers, who knows. University of Phoenix, that's a big deal. That's a college. 3.5 million student, staff, and suppliers. Yeah. Anyhow, a couple things you can do at a high level. We'll go into it in a different video. First of all, lock down your credit. Go to Experian, go to TransUnion, go to, I forget the other one is, and lock down your credit. You can do it for free. You go on there and you freeze your credit, freeze your credit, freeze your kids' credit, and anyone who's passed in your family, make sure their credit is frozen as well. Then sign up for Credit Karma, which is over here. They're legit. They're real. It's not a scam. Don't pay for anything. You don't have to. Just monitor your credit, watch your credit. You can look and see what accounts you have open. You can see for as far as like loans and credit cards. You can check your credit as often as you want, and you can get alerts when there's a soft or a hard hit on your credit. And then rotate your credit cards. I know this is going to sound like a huge pain in the ass, but I rotate my credit cards every 6 or 12 months. That way, if my numbers get out in this information, then by the time they get to my credit card, hopefully it's going to be bad, and they'll just pass right by it. And then you can do other things like use something like Delete Me, for example. Delete Me is a type. Delete Me is a data removal service. There's tons of them. Incogni's a pretty popular one. Aura. Haven't heard of Nord Protect. LifeLock. Haven't heard a good thing about LifeLock. Delete Me is a pretty Surfshark. If I heard that other people, YouTubers talk about it. There's all sorts of them. What this will do is, then this can cost up to $200 a year or so, but this will basically remove you from the internet. This is about a previous video I'd mentioned, or I discussed data brokers, so you can go back and check that one out. But anyhow, and that was just 2025. So anything comes up in 2026, I'll be sure to make a video about it. We'll talk about it, and I will go over ways to protect yourself and other technical stuff here very, very soon. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe to the video. And I hope to see you continuing in 2026. Hold your breath, folks. It's going to get spicy.